Morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 3 of the SUMPCAST, starring Peter, myself, and Adam. This week, plenty of business going on, politically and socially. Tonight, we get very, very deep and personal with the new era of Formula One, here to stay for the next 6 years. How will
Like
it
six
go?
years.
Yeah, they're keeping it till 2031, mate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when you last heard us, we were waiting with oh, I can't remember the word. We were very
Joy.
curious to see what would happen. Of course, Peter reported briefly on Bahrain test and the crises that were unfolding before the crisis unfolded. And yeah, and now here we are, 2 races in, and it's a mixed bag. I'm quite looking forward to delve into that later.
By delving into it later, I guess that means we talk about supercars briefly because they had, not gonna lie, I think supercars running out of the park is always an absolute banger to watch because for whatever reason they just absolutely get the gloves off and go ham at it. But as Chad called it, supercars at its finest. I'm not sure if it's supercars at its finest. It's probably a little bit too messy, but I think that what makes it fun because it's a little bit different to what we usually see.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit perplexing, I think, especially when you have your commentary team calling it the finest. Because yes, it's very exciting. It makes me wonder what vision supercars are going for. Probably, I mean, I don't think it's going to make a huge amount of difference because, as you say, when they go there, that's when the racing is the most hectic and unruly. But it's just it's fun to watch. But again, I don't know if they're trying to Americanize themselves, in which case get a little bit more bumpy and bargy, and if any driver has a problem, they beat each other up in the pits after the race, or make it a bit more sophisticated and European, and oh, you've nudged him off the track, spend 10 seconds on the naughty step, that sort of thing. Um, yeah. Last week, when it was fresh on the mind, I felt like I had more to say on the issue, but now I don't. You're welcome,
Yeah,
everybody.
fair enough. The beauty of bi-weekly podcast recordings. But that's fine
Yes.
because it gives us more time to reflect and cure our thoughts about things. Because I had one thought about it, about the incident with Kai Allen at the final corner and James, was it James Golding? Pretty sure it was Golding.
I thought it was
Oh no, it was
Cam Hill.
Cameron. Aaron, was it
Oh,
Cameron?
sorry, yeah, the other Cam.
Yeah, yeah, it was Cameron. Um,
Yeah.
because Cameron was on for an absolute ripper. Kai Allen tried to make it as what would you call it?
Difficult.
Um, no, not difficult. He just wanted to try and take opportunity that was available, and unfortunately didn't go well for either of them. But I guess that's just what happens. I was of the opinion that it was a racing incident, but now looking back at it, it was a bit audacious from Kai.
Yeah, but I mean, by doing it, you made another highlight, which is
Yeah,
good.
true. Yeah,
Yeah, again, I don't know, mixed feelings about the whole thing. I'd
yeah.
rather it, I don't know if I'd rather it happened. Eh.
Yeah, and one thing we're also very much overdue for was a chaotic race start. I mean, I think off the top of my head, the most previously chaotic was the last season, but it didn't really cause anything. It was just a bit of a safety car to get a couple of cars out of the gravel trap, and that was at the start of one of the Queensland Raceway races, where about 5 cars went off into the gravel because there was a bit of a concertina effect going into the first corner. But to see
Hmm.
that many cars with that much damage after the first complex of corners. I think that was a bit overdue, because I feel like at the race starts, supercars have been a little bit, I don't want to call it dull, but like,
Civilized.
yeah, it's been civilized. That's a good word to put it.
People have been heading into the first corner, understanding that there's a bit more to it than the next two positions in front of you right now.
Yeah. So yeah, that was again, lots of cars were damaged, and there's currently, if I quickly just pull it up, there's actually talks of that, um, the Brock Feeney car might,
It started today. They
yeah,
got it
yeah,
started today.
it's that car's in strife.
They got it started today. They'll be right.
Yeah.
They
Well,
How
had
long
to
have they
work
got?
overtime. Oh, another couple of days.
Oh, that'll be right.
I actually enjoyed the racing. I'm sorry to jump back a little bit. You guys kept on going, so I didn't want to interrupt the flow. But
Yeah,
I actually really enjoyed the racing. I think it really showed that we don't need pit stops in racing in the supercars races for it to actually be good racing. Like,
that's a
it
great
was
point, actually.
like as
That's
much as I know you don't like pure the sprint races they do, Nick. Like you're a fan of
oh
the
no, I like these
250k.
ones. I like
Yeah,
these ones.
you either do 250k races, which are really good, or even the 200ks are probably borderline okay, or you do
Yeah.
all out sprint races.
Yeah, yeah. The tire strat. I don't like the whole two guns do half-assed pit stops thing. If you're going to do a sprint, there are no pit stops. It's just if I want to be up there, I need to barge my way through,
Balls to the
sort
wall
of
racing, cock
behavior.
in one hand, steering wheel in the other, go for your life style.
That's right.
Which we've
Yeah,
learnt is the new saying, unfortunately, for the last couple of days. So
that's not unfortunate. I'm very
it's,
happy with
it's not bad.
it. Charging into turn one with your dick in one hand and the steering wheel in the other.
No, but it was good. Like you sort of at forced, like you look at Will Brown made the mistake going into turn, whatever turn it was, where he ran wide and let,
11, 12, I don't know.
yeah, one of them, a right-hander, and
Yeah,
let Kostecki get past. Like that showed like that, how on the limit they are. And it was
yes.
everywhere, like from first till last, there was a battle going on the whole time. It was pretty good.
Yeah. And one thing I will admit, like, of course, it ruffled a little bit of feathers when they reprofiled the track for 2022 and smoothed out some of the corners, except for that one, which confuses me now. But um, I actually, watching the F1 cars, it's all right. Watching the supercars fire their way through all the way from the exit of turn five all the way to the braking zone for turn 11, I do actually quite like watching that.
It's not bad.
I reckon they look quite good flinging it through doing 250 k's an hour with a decent amount of lock to lock, side to side, all that sort of stuff.
Absolutely flat out.
Um, yeah, exactly. Even if it may not be particularly risky, well, turn 9 and 10 obviously are, but it looks fast. It looks faster than just a long 1 kilometer straight that they do in a line.
Yeah, well, you say it's not risky, but I remember before they even made those changes that I remember it was back when DJI was running the silver Jim Beam cars, and I think they still had, like Johnson Jr. driving and stuff like that. Um,
Stephen, oh yeah, Stephen,
Stevie
yeah,
big
J,
Steve.
Stevie J. Um, from memory, there was a bit of a pile
fan
up,
show.
including Lounsey, where a couple of cars just kind of got
Oh,
tangled up against the fence,
oh,
and then it ripped the
I know which
entire
one you
one
mean.
side of the DJR car off. I remember that crash
Yes,
like
I
it was
remember that one.
yesterday.
Yes.
That was before they removed that chicane.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, that would have been going slower as well because that was more towards the exit of that. Oh, yeah, they were getting towards the fast chicane, but
It
yeah,
was
that
pretty
was
much, yeah, pretty much just as you transitioned back onto the new track, pretty much.
yeah. So like, I would say that it is quite sketchy going through. Then we see plenty of cars getting onto the grass and nipping that wool on the outside as well. So like, I think those cars are pretty much on their limits for how much steering lock you can put through them while still going flat out. Um, but not to change the topic once again with the supercars, but I've just done a little bit of research live while talking. The car's getting sent off to New Zealand tomorrow. The car is ready to go from Feeney.
There you
Oh, there
go.
you go.
Yeah. So well done to Triple A for getting that turned around because that
I would have
car
done it
was
then,
a
yes. I would
wreck.
have had it ready last week. But anyway, I reckon
What
before we
next?
talk about Toyota, because we have to talk about Toyota after the podcast wars have started.
Do we?
Um, what do we think of Chad this time around? Second
As a
round.
commentator?
Yeah, as a person, love him.
Yeah, yeah, regardless.
Yeah. What do you
Um,
think of his
Um,
commentary after the second round? Like, obviously, the first round, he sounded a little bit tentative.
yeah, I was on the phone with a mate the other day, and we both agreed that Chad and Garth are very good commentators, but at the same time, they just kind of lack a little bit of like enthusiasm. Like
They're not the league, yeah.
they don't get excited. They don't get you don't hear them standing up and getting out of their chair. Like I know most of the time commentators generally stand up while they talk because then they can really get into it. Um, but like when Crompo and Scafey were talking, you could just imagine in those moments, you just close your eyes, you listen to the commentary, and you just like you can just imagine them like just getting up and like jumping around, like they genuinely got excited and genuinely loved the sport. Not saying Nailon and Tanda don't love the sport. They've been in it for that long, they have to love the sport. But like they it just doesn't sound like it. They're not that they don't have that enthusiasm that makes me excited watching it from home as well.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you on that. Um, that animation that you get, like we'll go back to that Brown, Aaron Cameron and Kai Allen incident at the final corner. Yeah, clear cut reporting from the two of them. Didn't really get your heart racing, did it?
Mm,
That's all I'd
no.
say. But yeah, I mean, yeah, competent, but unremarkable. That's what I'd say so far between the two. I do like Tander's analogies; they're quite good.
Yeah,
Um,
and especially considering he's driven these cars as well, like he's got a really good insight to what the drivers will be having to do and stuff, which I feel like Crompo and Scafey probably didn't quite have, even though they both got racing backgrounds, but they haven't like properly driven Gen 3 supercar. So um
suppose,
I
yeah.
like that side of Tander's commentary. He's got really good insights, but yeah, it's just the enthusiasm. I want more enthusiasm, guys. Come on.
Well,
Yeah.
luckily, with Chad's out of the box for the next couple of rounds, so we'll see what I think Nolte's in the com box for the next two
Oh,
rounds,
let's
so that might be all right.
go.
Oh,
Big
okay.
Nolts.
Well, that'll be interesting. It'll be interesting watching the racing because I'll be listening to the commentary thinking it's a support category.
I think it already would. I mean, they are a support category. When are the
What
train?
for
When are,
for Super Utes?
Yep.
yeah, Super Utes and
Yeah,
Touring Car Masters
yeah. That's right.
and Aussie racing cars,
If the cars don't put oil on the track, it's not a main category.
pretty much.
Oh, luckily we've got Toyotas there now on the track having engine failures, so we're good.
That's right.
Well,
That's right. Now, that's a beautiful segue.
we're good to know, boys.
I've put the line in on the notes page. If Toyota are cheating, they are not doing it well enough.
What could this possibly mean?
Is it because they got a
Uh,
podium?
when do they do that?
Final race at Albert Park. Woody got the podium.
Hmm. Well, I mean, if you're going to cheat, you should probably try winning.
It'd be like Dash from The Incredibles. Win by the
Yeah,
smallest
yeah.
margin possible.
Make it close.
Yeah.
So
But
is
yeah,
this
that's
all to do with the whole chassis saga at the moment?
And Engine
yeah.
Saga, yeah.
I didn't know there was mayhem going on with the engines as well.
Oh,
Have
mate. Every time Jamie Whincup becomes half likable, he just has to open his mouth.
that?
So,
Uh,
Peter, or Nick, even, whoever doesn't know, there was there was a podcast come out the other day. Not going to name which podcast, but you would have heard about it.
Do they do sound
Um,
checks?
they do crack open a can or two, yes.
Yeah, okay, cool.
They were a good podcast until I think this episode came out.
yeah.
Now they're just becoming AAA bias. Not going to, and yeah. Anyway, they had Jamie Whincup, the team principal of Red Bull, on, and pretty much he spent half the podcast slamming Walkinshaw on their chassis design. So
Yeah.
I think it was the chassis are supposed to be MIG welded. Is that right?
I think so. Yeah, they're meant to
Yeah.
be
So
MIG
that
welded, but they would TIG welded over the top.
yeah. And then Supercar, and then Jamie was like, "Well, hey," like went to Supercar and said, "Hey, this isn't right. Like, why are they doing this?" And then Supercars came back and said, "Nah, you just got to TIG over the top of it, blah blah blah." And then that's the only chassis they can do it with. Which I understand that, like the frustration behind that, because like there's five chassis builders for that reason, so they don't have them discrepancies and all them dodgy shit happening in there. So that's fine. But then Super they only had Walkinshaw only had two engines tagged and tested ready for Sydney. When Heimgartner's engine blew up, they noticed a similar thing in Wood's car, meaning they changed the engine. The engine wasn't tagged or tested. So Jamie was like, "Hey, that's not right. Like the engine can't be used. Blah 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 blah." And they got mad. He got mad about that. So he's pretty much saying everything on every Walkinshaw, every Toyota is illegal now, and you should hate them. They should die.
Well, I mean,
Well,
if
I
it's
think
a untagged engine, sorry, Nick, if it's an untagged engine, I'm with WinCub there. If it's untagged and unchecked, it shouldn't be run. But yeah, but then with the chassis side, I'm not sure if that would actually make a difference. But I'm sure when you're trying to chase down thousands of a second, I'm sure there's a difference.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, I mean, I don't know the cost difference between MIG welding and TIG welding. I figure if TIG welding is better, the only reason why it wouldn't, teams wouldn't be doing it was because it's against the rules to do with cost cutting, with regards to cost cutting, I should say. But again, I don't know if that's got anything to do with it. I don't know if it makes the chassis any more rigid.
I'd say if
Um,
you're double welding, it'd make it more rigid. Yeah.
yes, it would. I mean, back in the olden days, that's what we used to call innovation. And
Fortunately, in these
if
days, we're too politically run.
is that right? Yeah. Um, yeah. Given that you double it over, you increase your amount of labor time, you have to pay your staff more to do it, and you spend more on materials making your chassis. So if it's for a cost cutting reason, then I suppose yeah, nah, fair enough. Um, but I mean, is this comparable to the introduction of the Larry bar back in the day? I don't know. Was that banned? No, it was copied, and everybody else used it eventually. Uh, could or should it be seen in the same light? Probably not, actually, because TIG welding's been around for a lot longer than the Larry bar. But this tangent hasn't gone anywhere. Um,
No, we're just talking about Larry for the sake of talking about Larry.
I don't mind a yarn about Larry.
All right. Well, I've just had just done some more research. So TIG welding is largely restricted in supercars Gen 3 chassis construction to ensure structural safety and maintain cost-effective parity rather than being deemed inherently unsafe. While TIG is lighter, regulations mandate MIG welding, which adds more filler material for superior load distribution and strength, whereas TIG offers less flexibility.
But if they've done MIG and then TIGged over the top of it for whatever reason, according to what we've heard, or what I heard, then surely that would just make it a little bit stiffer. Maybe.
Well, so from what it's saying here was that so Walkinshaw did TIG welds, which is not allowed, and then they put the MIG weld over the top of the TIG weld.
After Supercars said to
Oh, so they're being
Migo,
cheeky bastards. Nah, that's it. Throw them off a cliff. Get rid of them.
but
Ryan
then
Walkinshaw sitting in the paddock going, "We do our talking on the track." I don't care. Go to bed. Go to.
like you look at like, and then Ryan come out obviously because he's trying to defend his team and his brand and his reputation, and said that it wasn't even a Toyota chassis that they did it with. Like it was a very early Gen 3 chassis that happened with it
Then why did they put it? Why did they race it then if it's not a Toyota chassis?
because it wasn't a Toyota chassis that Jamie's talking about. He's just
What, so
trying
Jamie's just snuck into the Walkinshaw workshop late at night and stumbled across some TIG welds on a bit of steel in the
on an
workshop
old
floor and
Ford, yeah,
gone,
on an old
"Hang
Ford,
on a minute."
yeah, on an old Mustang. Apparently, it was like one of their first Mustang chassis they built was TIGged and then MIGged over the top. Apparently.
Okay, so instead of clapping back, why isn't Ryan Walkinshaw trying to get Jamie arrested for trespassing and breaking and entering and document forgery? Is the drama manufactured?
Well, I feel like it's not because,
You're falling for it.
yeah.
That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, look, you can sort of, and listening to another podcast with a couple of drivers, and
Yeah.
they both did say that the Walkinshaw cars did fight a lot harder against the Triple Eights than anybody else. Whether they're
Wow.
just jumping in and adding fuel to the fire and making it seem more fabricated, I
I
don't
mean,
know.
you would,
Like,
wouldn't you?
oh
You
look,
would.
yeah.
If because you got to remember at the end of the day, this is an entertainment show. If they can stir the pot and get more people watching, that's good for them. They get paid more.
Either way, whichever way it is, if it's fabricated or not, the racing is good. Let's not complain. Let's enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
People online, sorry, Peter's got a lot of rants coming up. I'm just gonna have mine quickly. Peter, yeah, Peter. This is all your
Fuck
fault.
off, Peter.
Oh, fine.
Everyone online has complained for the last 25 years since Brocky retired that there's no personalities in the sport anymore. Nobody likes each. Everyone likes each other. You know, there's no rivalries. Sure enough, Ryan Wood punts a car off. Brock Feeney decides he wasn't watch a documentary, and they hate each other and not talking to each other, and there's going to be racing on track. No, this is shit. They're all sooks pre-Don. It's just acting. Which way you going? If the same people are the ones complaining, like just
Every motorsport fan is a different kind of Star Wars fan. That's what we're getting.
oh, it's
The
stupid.
George
Like
Lucas era was from 1978 to 2008. Since then, the musical chairs have stopped Everything sucks forever. All right, we've got it sorted.
It's it's like I understand. Yes, there was Scaife and Ingle and Ambrose, not Ingle and Ambrose and Murphy, Murphy and Scaife, Murphy
The
and
mo the most furious teammate rivalry, Ambrose and Ingle.
no, but you know what I mean. Like there was all them
Yeah,
like
yeah.
rivalries on the track, and yes, they spilled over to the like off track sometimes. We don't. Yes, we don't have that anymore because the fans having a sook, and then when they do it. Like when there's none of that, they're like, "Oh, what's going on here?" They're all lovey-dovey and friends
Well, you know why that is? I've got the real answer. Many
because they're all
people are
gay.
afraid to say it. Of course,
Cut that
back in
out,
the
please, Peter.
day, they got angry. Mark Skaife would climb out of his car in the middle of the race, stand on the track's edge, and wave his finger at him, yelling at the top of his lungs. They would throw helmets at each other. They would fight to the death at the entrance to the cutting while the road was blocked in front of them. But nowadays, they don't do that. They go into the truck, they have a little cry, and then they come back to the next season ready for more. You know why? Because nowadays, people don't have as much testosterone in them. It's being gradually whittled away by the world's governments and the World Economic Forum, not to name
Wine
names.
government.
Yeah, exactly. And we are gradually becoming less and less strong as a society, and that is reflecting in our sports people.
I also think it's the little square devices we put in our pockets as well, but same thing.
Who gave them to us? The World Economic Forum. They
Yes,
invented the phone.
yes.
So, uh, before you start pointing fingers at the individuals, start looking at the
Big Yahoo.
the big eyes in the skies.
Anyway,
I feel like we're supposed to be talking about motorsport.
anyway, before I finish my rant, I'm gonna lower my hand now. After that, I've been having my hand up for the last half an hour. Yeah, I just think that, we should be relishing if there is a rivalry, whether it's fake or real, we should be enjoying it and hoping it continues because it is providing some entertainment. Which leads Nick into his segment.
Mm,
Does it? I thought
yeah.
we just talked about it.
Was that your topic?
Yeah, that was my unguided motorsport philosophy for the week, for the bye
All right,
week. That was
Spiritual.
Peter, can you figure out exactly where it started and put
Yeah,
the
yeah. Then I'll add in like our little animation. I can't talk. Animation
Inimini.
with a little like sparkling thing going on.
Hell
Also, if you
yeah.
want to drop us a comment below on what you think of Peter's animations, that'd be great.
On Spotify.
Yeah,
Yeah,
comment on Spotify.
yeah.
And if you are enjoying this, you know what you can do? Rate us 5 stars on Spotify or Apple or whatever podcast
Is
platform you
that a
listen to.
thing?
Yeah, you can rate. If you get like 10 rates, you get a rating. So if 10 people want to give us a 5 out of 5, that'd be great.
Sweet.
Yep,
Mm.
awesome. We really let's talk about F1.
All right, all right. Well,
I
well,
believe
we
if you
well,
read the
yeah.
page right, it says Formula E10.
Well, according
Fuck
to our
off.
notes, we're still at the Melbourne Grand Prix, which now we'll talk about the Grand Prix side of things, about the F1.
All right, thank you.
Um, we'll go
Really?
straight out of the bat with uh regulations. We saw clips of super clipping. We saw the videos coming out of Bahrain of the cars losing
Flip
speed down the
farming.
straight. Yep, clip farming. Um, and the battery usage and all that. Now they're racing at Australia, going down the back straight, going into I think one of the best corners on the calendar, that fast turns 9 and 10 chicane.
Yeah.
They would Some cars were downshifting 3 times down the back straight on Lakeside Drive before they even reached the braking zone. They had to downshift 3 times, which is just upsetting, and I don't think should be the way the sport should be. And then qualifying felt like a letdown as well because you just know that well they're going as fast as those cars would let them go, but it's so much slower than what we're used to, and it just feels like like it's only round one at this point in time, round one of the season. So there's still 23 other rounds before we can say if these regulations actually provided us with a good long season worth
21 now, actually,
of
but that's all right.
racing. I was going to get to that because we're still in Australia.
Why not?
Um,
We are.
yeah. Um,
Turn location on your phone and tell us what country you're in.
exactly. Yeah, then in quali, when you've got things happening to Verstappen that happened to him, with the car just randomly locking its rear axle, due to a software glitch, that kind of upset me a bit, and I explained this to Nick, after qualifying had finished, that
To tedious length.
yeah, I felt empty while watching that
Empty.
qualifying session, and I now
But
know
hey,
So
what
Joe,
like
it's
a
how
like to
billionaire
be
qualified
a
is
watching
it?
the stock
MotoGP
market
fan
crash.
watching Formula One. That was I didn't enjoy that. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I noticed.
Yeah.
I felt empty as he's sitting there watching his goat outqualify his teammate.
You know what? That was probably the only highlight of the entire weekend. Isaac
Yeah,
Hadjar out qualifying Max Verstappen on debut. Put that in the history books.
you know what else was high? Hajar's engine temperature the following
Oh,
afternoon.
Oh, don't remind me. That was
Wah.
heartbreaking.
Go the Fords. Adam's
Well,
about to delete us from our friends list from the amount of Ford jokes we make
no,
every
no, no,
week
it's
now.
fine. I'm trying to do
um,
something funny.
but I at least I probably so now I nearly went to the Grand Prix. I'm kind of glad I didn't now because I feel
Me
like
too.
I would have drowned in the amount of tears at Albert Park when Oscar Piastri crashed out before the race even started.
I
And
giggled.
you wouldn't have had any dollar bills to wipe the tears away with because you would have spent $80 on a soft drink and a packet of chips
Yeah,
on the side of the track.
yeah. So that happened. One thing though that did put a smile on my face from the race weekend, the Colapinto and go penalty. That was good. Speaking about graphics though, Formula One,
I
fix
was
your
going to say, you
graphics.
put it there, it was going to be a rant.
Yes, yes, it's coming. Formula One, fix your graphics. I hate them. Um, I want when the race
Jesus
is
It's
on,
Christ.
I want to know how far away people are. I don't want it to be 0.3. I want it to be down to the thousandths like it's been the last few years. I want it to be like that. I want to know exactly how far behind someone is because then it gives me an idea what's happening in the race. If someone is zero point 0.5 away, I don't know how much of zero point 0.5 that is. But
all of it.
yeah, well, I'm just like,
It's all of point 0.5.
yeah, but what if it's 5.5? I mean, sorry, 0.55 or 0.556? I won't know, will I? Because it says point 0.5.
Is it really
Yeah,
that
well, I
deep?
mean, the key piece of information here, though, is that you've got to remember that F1 cars, well, actually, the race we saw yesterday kind of defeats this argument already, but Formula One cars generally aren't close to each other, really, like in a measurement of meters and centimeters. So with regards to time, generally you expect action once the gap changes by at least 3/10, typically, especially if someone's half a second back, which is the bare minimum most of the time. The So I don't really see the loss in clarity, if for the lack of a better word, um, by dividing separating time by only what two significant figures. Um, but I can understand if you're a fanatic like yourself. I'm simply a jaded viewer.
Hmm.
But
All right.
yeah, in short, shut up.
Yeah. And okay. So this will be a good. Okay. Thank you. This will be a good segue though, because he's talked about the cars not being usually close together. Bringing us to Shanghai happened just the other day, yesterday.
Yeah,
Um, we had close racing.
we did.
Um, and I th I enjoyed that one more than Australia, but
Yeah.
I am still not happy with how much speed the cars are losing down the straights.
Yes. One thing as well that I noticed from both Australia and China. Of course, with China, it was prolonged a little bit and was a bit more exciting, especially between a certain few small groups of drivers on the grid who kept crossing each other's paths, which
One
was good
goat,
fun.
by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, I do believe that, of course, what we saw, the first 30 laps were action packed and it felt fairly unpredictable, which is great. But the final 26 laps, everything kind of stagnated a little bit as everybody
Felt like
sort
an
of
F1
found their
race.
place. Yeah. Um, so I think that it's obviously a step in the right direction because that battle between the two Ferraris was great. I enjoyed watching that every bit. I know our approximately Italian friend didn't exactly enjoy it as
Friend
much.
of the show.
Yeah, yeah. And, but I love that. Also, the battles between the Toyotas and the Alpines, that was great. Um,
All them has. Fuck off.
sorry, the GR logo is bigger than the Haas logo. It's obvious
Yes,
what they're
true.
trying to push here. Just because the timing score says a little H with funny lines in it in a circle, doesn't that's not what they are, mate. Shut up. Um, yeah, it's and by the way, it's just like the olden days.
Half the
Action,
field doesn't start.
half the field doesn't start, and the other half goes down a lot.
Speaking of half the field not starting, I actually went to war with some Drive to Survive Silly fans as well yesterday. Lando Norris didn't start the race. I thought, oh, how fun could this be? I commented on F1's official Instagram saying top 10 things all F1 fans love to see with three heart emojis. I thought it was quite innocent, right? Like, okay.
Well,
showing the
It
demise
was
of the
rage
regulation.
baiting.
yes, it was
I,
clear,
no, no, no.
clear.
No, I was just showing the demise of the regulations, which every fan wants to see. I really feel bad for him. Like the reigning champion not starting, that should never happen. So
And
I'm
why did
just
you
here
say it's what we love to see?
because it's like the fans don't want these regulations. So the fans are going to be like, yes, kill these regulations. They love it.
Mm, very
Anyway,
good. I see
the
no mental gymnastics here.
the general consensus of all 20 people that commented was that I'm a Max fan. I don't know where they get that impression. Like I've got a public profile. You can look me up. Links in the bio. Give me a follow while you're there.
The
There's not a
description.
single Red Bull thing here. Like, yes, I drive a Ford, but there's like not a single Red Bull thing in anything I'd post. So it's like, okay, fair enough.
Are you sure? Are you sure there are no images on your social media profile of you wearing a Red Bull hat or your Red Bull shirt?
I don't know no Red Bull shirt, do
Oh, you've got some Red Bull thing that isn't a
I? Yeah.
hat,
Anyway,
but it's from the olden days, back when Australians used to drive for the team.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought, okay, fair enough. They all start yelling at me, telling me I need to go to the gym, telling me I'm fat, telling me that I'm not a nice person. And then,
After fat shaming you.
yeah, after fat shaming me, the next comment, it's like, you're fat, go to the, instead of writing this, you go to the gym, you're not a nice person hating on other drivers. Okay, fair enough. So then I lent into it a little bit. I'm not sure if you guys saw my Instagram story from yesterday, but I went to my local shop and they had some Lando Norris monster cans there. So naturally, I punched them and knocked them over and put it on my Instagram story.
One of them. Only one of them.
I
Three of
thought I
them.
saw two. Oh, okay.
There was three.
Oh,
I
so I
like
only
punched
saw
two and then
one.
knocked the other one down.
I focused on the fist, mate.
Yeah, fair enough, mate. The fist was going hard. Anyway, so I got a lot of Australians liked that story, so I'm glorifying out of that.
Is that because
But
are there any non-Australians on your story at all who could see it?
well, on public account, so if they clicked on my profile to try and see how they could yell at me, they'd look at my story and then see that. So
Right, okay. Stick it on snap maps.
yeah, exactly.
Right, I carry on.
Um, so that Max DNF. Sorry, I'm jumping in a little bit more.
Yeah.
And then I had three several people comment saying, "Oh, how do you feel now? Your favorite driver's out." It means that for over half of the race, that's all they were thinking. I was all they were thinking about. How good is life?
How good is life? You
Yeah.
occupied the minds of the many.
Yes, exactly. With 6 words or something.
Yeah. All right, well, there you go. We all get our own little victories here and there.
Who won the race?
Yeah, who won the
Yes.
race?
And we had Kimi Antonelli, or as I said on the broadcast, Kimi Raikkonen.
Did they?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
the
did.
guy who like introduces the podium people was just like, and from Italy, Kimi Raikkonen. And then
Unlucky.
we had a very jovial Lewis Hamilton pissing himself laughing on the podium.
Get
As well as
overshadowed by Unk.
yeah, apparently wins your first race gets called the wrong name. Anyway,
Unlucky.
Peter, would you like to know a couple of stats about the podium?
Oh, give it to me. I love stats.
Not
Like
only
crime
was it
stats?
Antonelli's first ever race win, it was also Hamilton's first podium in a Grand Prix for Ferrari.
Hmm.
Wow.
But Do you know who Antonelli's engineer is, Peter?
Oh no!
Who was Hamilton's engineer?
Oh,
Mercedes.
yeah. Old engineer, yeah.
Yeah, who was it?
Oh no.
Yeah. Who replaced Hamilton for the Sakhir Grand Prix in 2021, whatever year it was?
Russell.
Yeah, so what does that mean?
They've all been engineered by Bono.
Has that ever happened before? All the podium sitters have been engineered by one engineer?
If you're telling me this, I'm going to say no.
Yes, you're right.
Oh,
Congratulations, Peter.
Let's
You won the major
go!
prize.
that's
You won
incredible.
you won an extension to your contract on the Sumps for an extra two
It's
weeks.
incredible.
Let's go.
Anyway, that was my only last thing I had on F1 was that little fact. I just thought it was interesting. Nick doesn't seem so impressed, but I do.
I think that's actually a
Right?
pretty cool stat.
Someone has to be excited about it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, Nick, you got anything exciting to say about anything else apart from, I don't know, have you got anything exciting to say tonight, or are you just going to be.
Does this have to be strictly related to Formula One, or can it be about whatever I want?
We'll talk about Formula One or the next thing on our list, which you can probably pick by the sounds of it.
Uh, Rallycross happened over the last weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah? Whereabouts?
Yeah, in Ireland.
Oh, yeah?
Tell me what you really feel.
Um, no, not tonight.
All right. Well, it was won by a man named Derek.
Is that it?
What was he
Well, a few
driving?
other people entered. He was driving a Peugeot 208 RX, former Hanson.
Oh, Peugeot supremacy made ball fans.
Yeah, luckily it doesn't. 'Cause,
It might. It might, but it definitely won't.
see, one thing that you may take interest in is that that event, even though it was only a regional event, had two Olsbergs prepared Honda Civics there as well.
Really?
Yeah, and they run really well. They both got podiums, I think. I couldn't actually watch it because I couldn't find anywhere it was televised. I just had to go by the odd social media post. But
Wow, sounds like you need a VPN.
one quick little thing I will mention, a little known motorcycle race called the Daytona 200 also happened.
Goaded.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent event. That was won by a man named Josh,
Hey, what was he riding?
and he was riding a Ducati.
Hmm.
He has actually made history. He is the first Josh, and actually the first anybody to win the Daytona 200 four times.
Oh, good on him.
Yeah,
How many different manufacturers though?
I think just two. I
Yeah.
could be
Huh.
wrong. Just Yamaha and Ducati, but I don't even know if he won it
Okay.
with Yamaha. He might have got them all with Ducati.
Fuck off.
So now, is this Daytona 200 the same event that's got that viral clip of the guy hitting the wall on the exit of turn four, riding up the side of the wall, landing it back on his wheels, and he kept going?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I'd say so.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
How'd the
Ridiculous
baggers go?
race.
Did you take any notice of them?
The baggers were decent. They were all right to watch, but I must admit I was much more spellbound by the Super Hooligans, which for
Super
starters
hooligans.
is
What are they?
they are, well, first of all, they are one of the greatest names of any racing category on earth.
Absolutely, it is.
It's essentially a Super Twin series, but well, no, the Super Twins already exist. But these are big twins, and they are naked frames. So for those of you who know your bikes, your sort of chassis of your BMW R series bikes, your Harley Davidson, oh, I forget what series
Oh,
they are.
no, we
What?
don't care about them anyway. Continue. Next thing
Yeah,
after
yeah.
Harley. Yeah.
Yeah, and huge amount of manufacturers, a very nice, healthy number, and ones that you don't typically see. They had Yamaha, Ducati, Street Fighters, which were cool. Again, great name for a bike. Um,
Street Fighters and
uh,
the Super Hooligans. Fuck yes.
yeah, yeah, exactly. There were Harleys, there were Triumphs. In fact, there was actually an Irving Vincent team there,
Right.
which is a name we haven't really heard in motorsport for decades. But yeah, that was exciting. I love watching it primarily because since they're naked bikes and they have to have a perfectly flat plate for the number on the front and exposed forks, exposed front wheels with the tiny mud guards, they are the least aerodynamic bikes in the world. Which
Excellent.
meant when they get onto the straights, they go five or six abreast. It's excellent. We had one guy on the exit of the bus stop chicane was in 10th on the last lap. This was the first race of the weekend. He crossed the line in third. He was about two
Decent effort.
seconds back getting onto the straight and was less than a tenth off the lead. It was great. As in at the line, he was less than a tenth off. So that was great to watch. I was a fan of that. Um, both races were Harley Davidson 1, 2, 3s, which is a shame, but that's more of a personal issue. Um, Now they did some work on the parity for that class, and it's very, very exciting. Anyway, I won't go any further.
Fair enough. I also want to say, Peter, I'm not sure if you noticed this. I think this is the first time I've heard Nick passionate about something since we've been started doing this.
I don't know. He had a I was very fascinated. Oh no, sorry. I was intrigued by the conversation we had last episode about the MotoGP Thai Grand Prix.
I can't even remember what we talked about in that.
The Thai dramas, Marquez's puncture,
Oh yeah,
Bezecchi crashing, Alonso's crash, the red flags in Moto 2.
yeah, there was a bit of that, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there you go. We've got Brazil coming off.
Yeah. Yeah. First time since 2004 they're going to Brazil.
That's right.
And they
Yeah,
got Dakota as well, aren't they?
they're going to Coda after that. So they're doing a bit of a
Mm.
North America tour.
Yeah.
No,
Well,
Yeah,
actually,
no,
because Brazil's
America's.
famous for being.
yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
yeah,
America's. There we
Brazil's
go.
Brazil's a famous North American
Yeah, yeah,
country.
yeah. Well, speaking of America, IndyCar,
Do we
that's
have
happened.
to?
Well, okay, so we're
Hey,
gonna
don't knock it. At
we're
least
gonna
the cars go forward on the straights. Fuck's
yes,
sake.
exactly.
Yeah, true.
Um,
Even if the
so
straights aren't straight in this case.
something that I thought was a long time coming, David Malukas getting a pole position. I think he is a talent of the future. Um, I think he was very
Genuinely,
much.
the first time I heard of him was when they dropped power for him. So that shows how much I care about him for the sport.
Yeah, so he was doing really well for himself in Indy Next. He was then,
Indie Academy when.
yeah, he then signed with Arrow McLaren. Um, Unfortunately, though, before the first race of the season, he had a bit of an accident while training and broke his hand, required surgery, and that was pretty much him out of the season.
Right.
Um, he was then replaced. I can't remember who his replacement was, but it was a previous F2 driver.
Lungard?
Possibly could have been Lundgaard. Um, so yeah, so Malukas was then sacked halfway through the season by McLaren because McLaren, I'm guessing, realized they didn't want to pay for a driver who wasn't going to race for the season.
So
Um,
did Penske really take a leap of faith by signing him on? Is that where you're getting?
well, he's done the last. Can't remember where he'd previously driven, but he's done the last 2 seasons, I think, with someone else, and he's done really well. Got a couple of podiums, I think. In probably not the best equipment. Um, and then I don't know if it was Penske wanting to get rid of Power for Malukas or if Malukas was their go-to when Power left. But at the end of the day, Malukas has got that seat from Power, and Malukas has in his second race with the team gone out, got a pole position, um, converted that to a podium. Newgarden took the win, but Newgarden winning a Nova was not anything uncommon, so
I
not
don't think
too.
it's a New Garden issue. I think it's a Penske of Phoenix issue.
Yeah, Penske at Phoenix, that just clicks, and you know, I guess we can
They build their
briefly,
cars for that event.
yeah, we
Yeah.
can briefly touch on that when we get to NASCAR, but um, yeah, Penske and Phoenix just clicks very well. I've also put into there, Polo crashed. We found vulnerabilities, and it's when he's
Let's
on the out. It's when
Yeah.
go.
he's
Turns out
trying
all you
to.
have to do is turn him into a fence.
Yeah. It's when you squeeze him into the fence and he's on your outside. That's his vulnerability. So we now know the weakness. It's to create a interesting championship fight.
Yep.
Um,
Finally.
yep.
Or as we learn in Arlington, overtake him. You can try that.
Yes.
It might work.
Yep. I've also put in the notes that my goat Dennis Hauger.
How many goats
Um,
do you have to start with H, by the way?
Yeah, I was
all of them.
gonna say
Adja, Hauger,
Yep.
Hamilton.
Oldenburg, Hamilton.
He lost it on the exit of turn 4. Uh, Somehow didn't fence it. He managed to save it, point it the wrong way, threw it into neutral, held in the clutch, whatever one he did, and then he spun it back around the correct way, and off he went. A very good
Good.
move. Very good way to save his race. Um, we touched base about
What was
willpower.
left of it.
Yep, yep. The woes continue for Power. He crashed again. So yeah, so that was pretty much IndyCar at Phoenix. Newgarden took the win. Well done
Eh.
to Penske. IndyCar then come to a brand new track of Arlington. So now, new track. My thoughts are, I rate it. It's got everything you want. It's got sweepers. It's got big braking zones. It's got 90-degree corners, and it's got a big long back
Yeah.
straight.
You know what? First of all, I do like that the back straight is wonky. I like it when tracks
Yes.
do that. But I
Miami,
will
yes.
admit, the track, just watching the cars drive around, it does smell a bit like when people make street races for GTA Online. Which,
Hmm.
granted, that is what every street circuit is. It's like, how can I make this look? How can I make this a racetrack? And it's not supposed to be. It's got character. It's not perfect, but they never are. I like it. And it looks like it feels quick, probably because it's really bumpy. I hope they. I would have liked it. Sorry for the tangent. If they did what the cars went through back in the day. I can't remember what track it was, but there was a track they went to. Could have been in Vegas or somewhere
Seattle,
where
wasn't it?
sorry,
Seattle?
I don't think it was Seattle, but there was a track they did where they had to go over a set of railway lines, and it looked incredibly uncomfortable. I would like to see them do that again, even though it's horrifically unsafe. But but yeah, as far as the track goes, this is quite good, especially when they drive over the paint. If they do a wet race next year, that'll be good fun.
Ooh.
If
Mm.
the
Well,
track survives another year.
well, Adam, you've watched plenty of onboards. Your thoughts?
Yeah, don't really have any to be honest.
Just another track to you?
It's just another straight circuit. I think it'd make a good Formula E track if it's really, I've put a few chicanes in there, but I mean, look, I
I
feel
was
like
gonna say
IndyCar.
it'd be like 2Ks too long to be a Formula E
Yeah.
circuit.
Look, I
Mm.
mean, look, I just watched the first lap then while Nick was talking, so hopefully there's no good points in there. Um, Gotta be honest. Well, it's fair enough. IndyCar's known for having their straight tracks. You know, some are iconic, like St. Pete and Long Beach, and then there's other ones other
Toronto. I
ones that
like
aren't
Toronto.
like Detroit that aren't as great. But
Hmm. And Baltimore. Baltimore didn't survive
Bring
very
back
well.
Belle Isle.
yes, Belle Isle, there's another good one. I think it's good for racing. Like it's good, as you said, it's got a bit of everything in there, but I don't think it's going to be a Belle Isle or a you know, standout track. I think there's obviously money behind them going there, so
Bring back Music City.
bring them back.
That was just
IndyCar peaked at
chaotic.
Music City.
That final sector was just torture.
It was beautiful. You can't deny it. That was IndyCar's home bush.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Anyway,
so a couple of key things that happened in Arlington. Your fastest driver in practice was Scott McLaughlin.
Proudly.
how well that go for him?
Yep, he fenced it in qualifying.
Yes.
But but one thing, okay, so speaking of McLaughlin, so in Australia, a lot of drivers say we've got the best street courses in the world, like street tracks, right?
Yeah, and they're all Australian.
Yeah, exactly. Um, Scott McLaughlin has driven them all. And then he goes on to say that Arlington is better than every single one of them.
He's getting paid to say it by Roger
Ooh.
Penske.
Yeah, that's right.
Mm.
He's
So,
just bought an apartment on the high street there, in case you weren't aware.
yeah. Anyway, so that was just a little bit of a sidetrack as we mentioned McLaughlin. Yeah, so he crashed in qualifying. The pole position went to shit, I can't remember.
Probably
Must have been
below.
remarkable. Probably
Yeah,
Pillow, just say it was Pillow.
yeah, let's just go with that. So in the end, it was Kirkwood who got the race win, and he managed to. Oh, that's right, Ericsson. He got his pole position, first ever pole position in IndyCar. That's it. There we go.
Hmm, good for him.
Yeah, well done. Long time coming. He's finally got it done. Yeah, so Ericsson got the pole position. The
Wasn't as good
race.
as his win at Music City.
Uh, um, the race was pretty good. A few things happened in it. You had Malukas and Newgarden, the teammates colliding when Newgarden was exiting the pit lane. That left
Mm-hmm.
Newgarden stranded in the middle of the track. Then McLaughlin
Mm-hmm.
tagged him, and they both got a little bit of damage from that one.
Mm-hmm.
So all three
Penske dominance
Penske,
made poor fans.
yeah, Penske all up in it. Right at the end of the race, Grosjean crashed, and that ended his day on the final lap, and he crashed with Siegel, I think it was. Um, so yeah, that was one of the Dale Coyne and Arrow McLarens out. Will Power got himself a podium, so he went from two, actually like three crashes to start off the season to a podium. So not too bad to get his first one with Andretti.
Yeah.
But it was Kyle Kirkwood for Andretti who got the win and is now your championship leader as well. So
Oh, that'll
yeah,
last about a day.
yeah,
Not to be pessimistic or anything, but IndyCar's Championship League swaps every second minute.
yeah. So that's pretty much the rundown from Arlington. I'm looking forward to seeing more of it and seeing how when the teams learn more about it, if they can do more with it, because that'll be interesting.
On the
Uh,
Penskes, I don't blame them for crashing into each other exiting the pits because if I found out that I had to leave the pits, I'd be really upset because that was one of the coolest places on earth. It's a good layout that. I like that. The two rows.
yeah, yeah. What's the other truck that they've got that currently? I think it's Detroit that currently has that layout as well
And
because the
yeah,
pit
the new
lane's too
Detroit.
short. Yeah,
Yeah. I'm a big fan of it. It makes the place feel alive a bit more
yeah.
than I
A bit
mean
more
every pit lane
chaotic.
feels alive, especially under a safety car, but
Yeah,
I love the character of that.
yeah. Um, Now heading on to NASCAR, we spoke briefly about Penske at Phoenix. Um,
Yeah. Turns out if you finish the race, you win it.
yep, yep. There was a guy from a TV series who said that. I can't remember what his name is. Um, Anyways, yeah, so Blaney got the win. Let's go, Ryan.
Ugh,
Absolutely love
boring.
it. Um,
Boring. First
Oh god.
non-Toyota winner of the season, excluding the Jules and the Clash.
mm,
That lasted
so
heaps long, didn't it?
yeah. Um, so that was a pretty good race. All Gaia won the O'Reilly series. Um, that was
The young
pretty
and up
good
and
as
coming
well.
rookie.
Yeah. So that pretty much covered Phoenix. There wasn't too much that really happened there. And then they moved to Las Vegas. A few more things happened there, gents.
Not really.
Uh,
Yeah, come on, mate. I know we like embellishing, but ooh, Shane spun. Wow.
I had a
he saved it.
I had a connection that
Yeah,
was at the event
Mm,
this morning.
yeah.
yeah.
He's a big motorsport fan, and his words, quote unquote, was a lackluster day of racing with only one safety car for a slight bit of contact.
Is he a fan
Well,
of
that's wrong.
NASCAR though?
Yes.
Okay.
It's weird because this new gen of NASCAR generally thrives on mile and a half tracks, and
Hmm.
this one was a little bit of a dragger
All I'm gonna
in a
say is the
way.
stage has made it half decent. Made it half decent.
Don't you dare say that the stage system was one of the biggest mistakes in NASCAR history.
How old are you?
I am 58.
77.
Yeah. I remember back in when I was a kid watching Darrell Waltrip win for Dyguard.
I remember back in the day when we were racing the moonshine on the Daytona beach. It's not this fucking speedway shit.
Yes, this crap.
Anyway,
Uh,
Peter, what allegedly happened to Vegas apart from someone dying?
okay,
Literally.
okay. So, Kyle Larson won the O'Reilly Series race.
Oh, so
Um,
exciting. Yeah,
Bushwhacking.
continue.
yeah.
Bushwhacking
No.
is back.
But here's the thing, right? He posted on his socials that
Mm.
him winning the race actually ended up making his night even more difficult because he was due to race at the Outlaws in sprint cars that night. So because he won the race, that meant that he had to do all of the post-race stuff, the interviews, media stuff, celebrations and stuff like that, blah blah blah, all the stuff that you love to do. Which then meant that he literally sprinted back to his hauler at the track, got changed, helicoptered to the
Right.
speedway, got changed in the hauler over there. The mechanics did the warm up for him, and he jumped in the car pretty much as the field was leaving the paddock to start the heats.
Right.
So perfect timing then.
So if
That's
he
the problem.
if he didn't want to have to do that, he should have come second.
Or shouldn't
Yeah.
have raced in O'Reilly at all.
Pretty
Yeah, that's
much.
right.
And then when we get to the
Unlucky,
Cup
mate.
Series race, Adam, you and I extremely briefly messaged each other about this, but
Extremely briefly, yes.
yeah, but it was a very fitting win, I think. I think everyone was happy to see Denny Hamlin back in the victory lane.
Yeah.
Yeah. Brought a tear to my eye, actually.
Brought a few tears to his.
Yeah.
Mm.
Especially when his mum came up to him and said, what did she say? Must have been memorable.
Yeah.
Something about Dad would be so proud. He is proud that he's
Yeah,
looking down.
it's something
at
along
you,
them
real
lines. It's
proud,
whatever
he's
his dad
happy.
used to say after every win.
Yeah.
And mum said it, and then, holy shit, yeah.
And now Denny Hamlin is ahead of Kevin Harvick on the all-time Cup wins list.
I don't know how Kevin Harvick actually is like on the wins list. He shouldn't have won a race, respectfully.
He won 60 of them, and now Hamlin is on win number 61.
60 too many, in my opinion. But
You're just mad because he's mates with Will Buxton now, making
Sure.
another friggin' motorsport podcast. Too many of those fucking things.
yeah, seriously, we're the first one to do one, so
Yes.
What else have we got? Any other comments to make?
Well, with the new points format, right, for NASCAR, what are our thoughts on that? Because that's starting to create a little bit of a different look.
I don't know what they are.
Oh, okay,
I don't know
okay.
how the points work, but
Okay, so
pretty much.
so you still get stage points. Your top 10 for each stage receive stage points. If you win the race, you get more points to make a race win still very important. But it's
something.
not a
You'd
win and
hope
you're
so.
in.
It's a win in what?
Win and you're
So you know
in.
how last year it was win and you're in, so you win a race, you're into
Oh,
the playoffs.
right. Yeah. So
It's all points based this year, so the top 16 in points. But there's
Go to the
more
chase.
weighting.
That brought back the chase.
yeah.
Yeah, but there's more weighting towards a win than second place, so there's a bigger gap.
Yeah. So just briefly, Tyler Reddick still leads the way, obviously, with 3
He'll
race
be leading
wins.
the way for a while.
Yeah. He's currently got a lead of 61 ahead of Bubba Wallace, so it's 23, 11, 1, 2. Ryan
Where's the
Blaney.
third one?
Ryan Blaney is currently sitting in third. He's 67 points adrift.
Don't.
And with that race win for Denny Hamlin, he has jumped up 8 positions into position number 4, and he's 78 points adrift. And this is also how much a bad result leads to. So SVG was classified, but he's right down the back with a very
Five
wounded
laps down,
car.
yes.
36th.
So he was heading into this round 5th in the standings.
Fraud.
He now finds himself 16th.
Unlucky.
So,
But hey, it's gonna make a bigger difference 5 races in compared to 25 races in, to be fair.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So I reckon this season we're going to see some names that we normally wouldn't see in the playoffs inside your top 16 just because they're a bit more consistent.
What do you
but
mean? Just like what happened in the playoff system?
Well, so in the playoffs, you had people getting in that would literally win the one race for the
like Joey
season.
Logano.
Yeah, but
All the Penskes.
I'm talking about people won't even win a race, I reckon, this time around, but will still be able to find themselves in a pretty good, strong position.
Yeah, well,
inside the
actually,
chase.
there's never really been 16 winners, so how would everyone who wins a race gets in? Sorry.
No, we get
Well, I mean,
pretty
Kyle
close.
Busch could win a race this year. He won't make the chase.
Bullshit.
All right,
This is
for
his
shits and
year.
giggles, where does Kyle Busch sit?
Like 25th or something.
Yeah, down the back.
Uh,
32nd.
he's 22nd.
Oh,
yeah,
close.
Oh, he's a bit further up than I thought.
Yeah. I said
Still a sh-
21st, so that's not bad.
Still a shame to see. Put him back in a
Um,
Toyota.
I will say
Put him in
though,
a Penske.
so far a very disappointing driver of the season, but again, rookie season, Connor Zilic currently sits 35th in the standings.
To be fair, he got murdered at Daytona, Atlanta,
He has not had a
Coda.
simple race yet, so we'll give him that. But
But
I was hoping for something a little bit more.
It's what happens when
he's
you
also on a
send a
shit
child
team.
into a boxing ring. Two different attitudes there from me and
Yeah.
Adam.
I think the team's also not the greatest all the time. They're very inconsistent. Like Ross is, I don't want to say a good driver. He's a good driver. He's a better driver than me, but I wouldn't call him the best driver in the field. But he's up there. Like on his day, he's one of the better drivers. And Charlotte last year showed that when he's getting out qualified fairly heavily by Shane on an oval, then that sort of shows where the car's at when they're sort of battling for the
Um,
mid-teens.
yeah, Ross currently sits 20th in the standings.
Exactly right.
Yep,
He'll be all right. He'll come out. He'll come good.
he's
Don't
23
worry about it.
points adrift from SVG.
Don't worry about it.
Now,
We'll
what
be
do you
all right.
think of the next world war that's happening at the moment?
I don't care. It's all right. We'll be all right.
Not
Between
motorsport
Fuel
related.
ration.
Move on.
it was motorsport related. Didn't let me
Hey,
finish.
look,
Ugh.
fuel rationing will come in. Race cars will become more expensive. We'll have
Didn't
to
even let
buy
me
food
finish
from
what I was
farmers
saying. That's all right.
markets. Hey, you asked me the question.
I was going to ask you about the war against Mexico and Trackhouse, but that's all right.
Oh, right. You were talking. Nah, bullshit. You were talking about the war, the real
Nah,
war,
nah, nah, nah,
the
nah.
forever
Not real.
war. So yeah. Daniel Suarez rubbed wheels with Ross Chastain, and then they went to the pits after the race and went wah 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 wah
But
wah.
then
Darlington next week. All three series will be there. It's very exciting.
you got to
Good
go to
job,
bed, do
Nick.
you?
I'll do a little bit.
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah, I think Daniel's got it out for the Trackhouse boys, and it's really good to watch. Bring back the rivalries.
That's not a rivalry. It's a death cult.
Bring it back.
All
Yeah.
right. Well,
What?
so you briefly mentioned, Nick, what's coming up. Um, so you've got the triple header at Darlington. All three series are heading there. Darlington's one of my personal favorite tracks. And then the following
Cool.
week, NASCAR Cup in O'Reilly will head to Martinsville. So that'll be interesting.
Sure.
Yep. Formula E heads to Madrid for their next E-Prix. Um,
Ugh.
that one is going to spice a few things up because you got Pascal
Oh.
Wehrlein only just holding on to the championship lead at the moment, ahead of Mortara. So
How many races have
Mortara,
they got left?
they have got, off the top of my head, it's about 11 races to go. Yes. Yeah, it's very much a two horse race at the front between Wehrlein and Mortara, but then behind, I'm just quickly looking at the gap, says 12 points separating from third to ninth.
Oh, yeah.
So hopefully those guys from third to ninth can have a good weekend, and your top two can have a little bit of a shock, and then all of a sudden we're going to have like the top 10 all still well and truly in a hunt to go for a championship. Um, and then speaking of championships, actually, I thought this was very interesting, um, Nick, about MotoGP. Your reigning champion
Mm.
Marquez is all the way down in ninth, and Bagnaia is in 10th, and the leading Ducati in the championship, if I quickly pull it back up, is um
Is it Fabio?
it is Fabio indeed on the VR46 in
That's right.
position
We've
number
only had one round.
6.
We've only had one round. It'll probably all drop off. It's okay.
I was going to say we've only had a sprint and a race, and both of the Ducatis had the factory bikes had big issues. Marquez with tire failure and Bagnaia. It's a bit, less
It's a
than
bit
useful
early, but
data.
every round counts.
Hmm.
And as
That is
a
every
Especially
word
once
but
they
you.
put more of them in the calendar.
yes, and as a Aprilia fan myself, I'm loving seeing second. Sorry, yeah, second, third, fourth, and fifth being Aprilia.
Yep,
Hmm.
forever P2.
Most of them
No.
P2.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see what happens when they go to Brazil and then when they go to Kota. See
Yeah,
if Mark Marquez can remember how to win there. It's been a while.
yeah,
Um, but yeah.
yeah. Coming up, we've also got the Japanese Grand Prix for Formula One. Now, this
Ask
is
Adam what he reckons. I bet he's hyped.
I'm interested.
I'm with Adam.
Oh
I'm
shit.
going to be interested because there's only one decent straight at Suzuka. But I'm also very keen to see what these cars can do through that first sector with all the S's.
Yeah,
And
to a
if that,
point. Also, I'm curious to see what these cars are going to be like on a track where you can't actually do relatively that much energy recovery.
mm,
I think as time goes on, the racing's going to get better. Like I think
Oh
teams are
yeah,
still trying to understand this rule package. So I think the more races we do, the better it's going to be. So when we
yeah.
go to a track that's historically great and brilliant for racing, somehow that's Suzuka. Don't know how.
Last year's race was hectic. I don't know if you
Yeah,
remember
absolutely. I think I ended up turning it off and falling asleep, but I digress.
it.
I think we'll get to see them good races. Like, I think, yeah, it just we got the chaos at the moment, and then by the end of the year, I think it'll be good, proper racing. By the time we get to whatever the season finale is, Interlagos,
hopefully it's
I mean,
Interlagos.
well, I mean, you
surely.
say it's chaos at the moment, and eventually everything will improve and become good racing. But if improving means more of what we used to have, then I don't see it that way.
Oh, look, I think it's going to be a different kind of racing to what it is now. Whether it's for the better or worse, we don't know that. But what we've got at the moment is nobody knows how to work rules properly.
Um, well, I just feel riveted by that. I cannot wait to go to bed tonight and wake up tomorrow full of excitement for what could happen next.
There you go.
All right, and just to round out, then Indycar goes to Barber Motorsport Park.
Bye
Fantastic
bye.
track. Looking forward to that one.
Bye bye.
And well done to Takamoto Katsuda for winning his first WRC event on the weekend.
Yes, Japan's
At a,
rising star has finally done it.
after 7 years in the sport,
Yes.
Yeah.
after a very chaotic Kenyan rally, but we're not going to talk about that because it was too
Yeah,
chaotic.
that was pretty darn good.
Yeah,
I
it was
normally don't
alright.
rate Kenya that much because it's like, oh wow, 1 kilometer straights, how thrilling. But yeah,
I mean,
it's
one
it's it's
kilometer
killed
potholes,
it's killed some stuff this week. It's
a
given
lot of
Toyota
stuff.
some work to do, even if it's just the mechanics and not the engineers. So,
Well, it's
yeah.
a lot of the rule set as well. So,
Ah, yes, I forget about that.
oh, you got a
Oh,
fan question? Shit,
Yeah, I've got a
yes.
fan question. I've got it on my phone right
Oh,
now. It says, "When are you going to go to bed?" Oh, right now. Have a good
about
night.
now, yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, in that case,
Yeah.
thank you
Oh,
everyone for listening to episode 3 of the Sumpcast. It's
go to
been
bed.
fantastic to have you join us. We're going to let Nick go to bed because he's complaining. He needs to go and get those
Always does.
beauty hours. I guess till next time.
Good night.
No.
Good night.